think if you're thinking about, I'm thinking about technology or where we're going, everyone always likes to bring the AI, keyword in. We are, with active intelligence or with predictive analytics, we are looking at data to try and make things better. With our reporting, our reporting house, Databricks actually has an AI BI tool that allow, that's what we're using in our dashboards and reporting, so that you can ask it human questions, and then there's an LLM so that you can, that's great. That's awesome. I think as we push further, it would be nice if maybe our family members have an app that they could ask a question and get an answer. How's mom doing? She's doing great. But there's all this, kind of legal mumbo jumbo about this.
Okay.
But nonetheless, I think that there's an interesting piece to using some of the LLM aspect of AI. Being able to answer questions from a data source that we could provide. That will be interesting too. So
sure. Actually, I was gonna. What you said probably just sparked another question. Probably maybe just expand for us, because you guys, you're software developers, so I would imagine sticking a chatbot over all the data that you get, it's relatively sort of straightforward. I mean, in my opinion, but you mentioned legal stuff behind that. I mean, what are those exactly? I mean, because if the data is already there, what complexity or what compliance complexity would adding the chat on top of that bring, in your opinion?
It's interesting. So what happens is, with caregivers, or if caregivers are going from room to room, they're taking care of residents, and I want to know how mom's doing. I can ask, did mom take her medication today? And I can see information, that's given to me from the product. But asking specific questions, there is some states and some communities don't want to provide that level of information to the family members right now. So, because they're in fear of, if this person's not doing their job or so. Right, so there's all this. That's where the legal haze is. Yeah. But it's still, we want, we could turn this stuff off for those. You want to do that? We'll turn that off for you guys. You don't have to use that aspect of it. But I think there, if you think about how you would want to know how mom's doing. If she was in my parents actually live above my garage. I'm pointing to my garage somewhere open. But they're getting older, and I would want to make sure that they're all set now. But if something happens and they need to go into a home, I mean, it's your parents who want to find out how they're doing and always check in. So providing as much information and being able to ask, because right now too, you have to call in. You have to call in. Go through all that fun phone stuff to actually get someone that says, mom's doing, and then you really don't get to them. They call you back later. So it's very hard to get that information. So, I think that's kind of where the legal aspect of it comes from. But, that's another thing. We're really kind of making sure that we try and abide by state regulations. That's where our chief client officer comes in, or chief clinical officer. She's very astute with all those state regulations. That's very important to have in your product, so that your assessments are state regulated. We have those. Just your process of operating is state regulated. We have the product set up in such a way. Those are the things that we're kind of pushing into as well.